Hey, everybody. How are you? Welcome, welcome. I am just checking to make sure we are live. And there is a delay. I have not popped on to YouTube Zoom recently, so I'm seeing that there's definitely a delay. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so now we have an echo. Let's go. There is a delay. All right, let me just go here. Okay. So anyways, hi, happy Saturday, everyone. It's been a while and welcome to my home office here in the Maryland area. And I've decided to turn around my office. So normally, for those of you who watch me regularly, you know that I normally have a totally different background. And this is like this is what I look at during the day when I am working. So I'm so excited to be here with you, and I'm planning to do some more live YouTubes and just be streaming, figuring out the whole protocol thing. So tell me in the chat what you're up to. If you're new and you like what you're hearing throughout this time together, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I'm going to tell you what happened recently when I taught a homeless veteran, sales tactics. So for those of you who have followed me for many years, I've been in the coaching industry, Rebecca Satori, intuitive business and success coach. And I have been behind the scenes of many different multiple figure coaching and, multiple figure other coaches doing sales for them and doing their structures and their systems. And I also do business coaching consulting for entrepreneurs that are from all walks of life. So I don't just coach coaches. I coach people who run gas stations, who run liquor marketing, who run marketing for architects and engineers. Over the years, I have worked with such a variety of entrepreneurs in the last 12 years, and I'm just super proud and grateful to continue to be here and working with amazing women and men from all across the globe. And one of the things that I talk about, because a lot of times people can get so intimidated by sales, and what I teach is that you are always selling. So for example, if you want to make plans with someone, you're selling. If you are negotiating what you're going to have for dinner with your kids or your family or your husband, or what dinner you're going to make for a holiday meal or something, it's a transaction. So you're always selling. You need to think of yourself like that. So when you go out into public, how are you presenting yourself? You are an extension of your brand. So you need to go back to thinking about, well, what is my brand? So for me, it's honesty, integrity, and authenticity. But I'm also very keenly aware of, how am I showing up? It doesn't mean I don't go anywhere without makeup. I go lots of places without makeup. When I go to yoga, I'm not ever wearing clothes that are, worn out or have holes in them, or what have you. It's not something I would do even if I didn't have to work. So I'm paying attention to how I am presenting myself in the world, because you never know when you're going to meet that next client or that next person that's going to refer someone to you. So that kind of just gives you a brief summary of why I believe, and why I know, actually not believe, but why I know you are always selling, whether you think you are or not. So recently I had this experience. I was supposed to go out to dinner with a friend, and she was unable to make it at the last minute because she was feeling unwell. And I'm telling you this because over the years, this has been a thing for me where I have felt so intimidated to go out by myself. And the more that I travel and the more that I'm on this journey, I have just chosen to be uncomfortable, because when you allow yourself to feel uncomfortable, you're going to expand. So anytime you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, that is where you're expanding, you're growing, you're learning more about yourself, you're building self-trust, which is a huge key component to great business success. And so this other night I was out to dinner and I ordered a pizza and a glass of wine. And there was a homeless veteran that came by, and he was asking for people to help him out. So he said, help out a homeless veteran. Will you help out a homeless veteran? That was his line that he was repeating, which is a sales line. Okay. So you're asking for something and you're wanting something to take action. In the coaching industry, we call that a call to action, a CTA. So it's no different. This is what I really want you to see. It's no different. And you might think, wow, that's something I never really thought about, or gee, Rebecca, maybe you're being insensitive or what have you, but it's not. And actually I was able to really help this guy. And it was a wonderful exchange and a miraculous exchange that I will remember for the rest of my life. And so he was talking to this couple. So we're sitting outside at this restaurant, and he was talking to this other couple. And it was really interesting to me because I was starting to get a little bit annoyed. So it's important. So you're going to learn a lot of things here through this live training that I'm giving you, because I teach you how to operate. Basically, what I do as an intuitive business and success coach for entrepreneurs is I look at your operating system and how that intersects with how you've structured your business operating system to work. So generally, you are the bottleneck as the entrepreneur to your business. And we'll take a look at what is it that you're doing to sabotage your success or cap your success at the glass ceiling. But it all comes down to how you uniquely operate as a human being in your business, and how those systems and structures in your business are dovetailing to your unique operating system in the world to function properly, to function optimally. It's kind of like your hardware system on your computer dovetailing with the software programs that you download onto them in order for them to function properly. And then you can soar and succeed. And that's what I call your success sweet spot. So self-observation is a really important thing to practice on a daily basis. It's like, why am I annoyed right now? Or what am I feeling right now? Or what would be the most loving action that I could take for myself in this exact moment to have me really thriving and being in my zone of genius? Or am I annoyed because of something that has nothing to do with the current situation? So these kinds of inquiries, so it's inquiry, it's inquiring about what's going on for you and not judging yourself for it. Okay. So that's what I would call self-observation. And there's a great book that I've read many years ago and studied intensely called Self-Observation by Red Hawk, if any of you are interested in going deeper with this practice. So please say hello in the comments. I see some of you live on the chat, and I would love to hear from you. Say hello. Let me know what you want to learn more about as I continue to go live on YouTube and all the other platforms more frequently. And so being in a place of self-observation. So I'm sitting there, I'm eating my pizza. I'm kind of annoyed because this homeless veteran is being really loud. And I'm thinking, I just wanted to have a relaxing dinner outside in the warm weather. And I was also observing what the couple next to me were asking him about. It was almost as if they were trying to verify if he was truly a homeless veteran. So they were asking him questions about his family of origin. They were asking him all these other questions. Then I started feeling annoyed with them because they weren't even helping him. I don't think they ever even gave him money or anything. And I was just like, is this guy like some kind of an entertainment factor for you? Like, it was just really weird to me. And then they were like, okay, nice talking to you. See you later. But I was able to listen to what he was saying to them. So what he said to them was, there was a guy that had come by that comes by regularly, and he bought him a beer once, and he brought him a wad of cash at one point, which to him, his definition of a wad of cash was 5 $20 bills. So I'm listening to all of these things because I work intuitively. So I pick up on energy. I also listen to guidance about what I'm supposed to do and how I'm supposed to show up in each present moment situation. And then I'm also learning about that person's psychology, AKA what I had just said earlier about your unique operating system. Again, that's where that sales or that sweet success spot is that I found. How do you operate as a unique human being in the world? And then also, how is your business structured in order to help you thrive in the way that God has programmed for you to be as a human being on planet Earth right now in this time? And so I was just listening to all of these things. So I got over my annoyance about like, gee, I just wanted to have a nice, quiet, relaxing dinner by myself in the warm outside evening. And then I was also feeling inspired to help this person. So after this couple left and that exchange was done, he went back to saying, hey, can you help out a homeless veteran? Hey, can you help out a homeless veteran? And as people were walking by and not doing anything at all, he literally, there was no transaction occurring. There was no one was giving him food. No one was giving him attention. No one was being kind and loving to him. No one was giving him money. Literally nothing was happening. And then his response to people after they would pass by and do nothing was, great, I fought for our country and I fought for your freedom, and you can't even help me out. So he was shaming and guilting people, which I'm super against, because it absolutely does not contribute to anything positive whatsoever. And so again, I'm just sitting there observing, I'm finishing up my pizza, I'm traveling, so I'm not like gonna eat the whole pizza. And so, and he of course is hungry, you know, there's all these other components that are happening. And so I said to him, I said, do you want me to help you optimize? So what I'm demonstrating to you right now is ask for permission, okay? And also treat people as equals. No one is better than or less than. We all have different purposes here on planet Earth. So if you think about, because this is what I teach and coach people on, is your healthy business ecosystem. But in your body, your brain isn't better than your liver isn't better than your, you know, eyebrow or your eye, like all these different aspects of your body that lend themselves to optimally functioning are all equally important. And the sooner that we can see that as human beings and recognize I'm equally as important as a business coach and a consultant, and this person, Dale, who is a homeless veteran, is also equally as important, and I'm to relate to him on that equal level. Looking at someone as better, worse than, that is all coming from the ego. So the faster you can drop that, the more higher level mastery you'll have as a human being. And so I said to him, I asked for permission. This is an important thing in the coaching industry, which most coaches do not practice. They have not been taught mastery level coaching in order to hone their coaching skills and become a masterful coach. And this is a big deal. It's really asking for permission. So I said, would you be interested in me helping you be able to get what you want? And he was like, absolutely, you know, tell me, you know, whatever. And I said, well, you're not being specific enough. So people are so self-absorbed when they're passing you and you're saying, can you help out a homeless veteran? What help are you wanting? What are you wanting specifically? In other words, what is your call to action? The more specific you can get with your call to action, the more chances you're going to have creating a conversion, if you will, AKA a client signing up for a package that you have or signing up for a free meditation that you might have. In fact, if you're wanting a free meditation, you can go to RebeccaSatori.com/meditation. I have 101 miracle money manifestation affirmations, and that's totally free. You can go to RebeccaSatori.com/meditation. Yes, that's the /. Okay. So back to Dale. Fabulous human being, and he really receptive. That's another thing that's important if you're a coaching client, that you want to be receptive to change and taking action. And so I said to him, I said, are you looking for food? Are you looking for someone to take you home? Are you looking for a shower? Are you looking for money? What is it specifically that you want? Now you need to ask for that. So the next person that came by after this was a beautiful young lady who was with somebody that we won't go there. I'm not sure what her occupation was, let's just put it that way. But nonetheless, she seemed like a very kind soul, and she reached into her pocketbook to give him money because he was now asking for a more specific call to action. He was saying, can you help out a homeless veteran by making a donation or giving me some money? Okay, so this young lady was reaching into her pocketbook. The man that she was with, who was probably 30 or 40 years older than her, if you catch my drift, he was like, no, I don't have any money, you know. And then after she was being so kind, and this is also a lesson for everyone watching this, is that kindness is infectious in a positive way. Okay, it's totally a beautiful thing. It literally has an incredible ripple effect. So this guy was like, oh, here's this woman. I don't know what their relationship was, but everyone can make a guess based upon my details that I'm sharing, my observations. And so all of a sudden he has money now. He reaches into his wallet to give her money to then go give money to Dale. So the point is that he made a sale. He had a call to action. He got what he wanted. There was a transaction that occurred. It was absolutely the coolest thing ever. So then he said something about being hungry at one point. And I said, well, first of all, after people go past you, you can't shame and guilt them. Okay. You can't have people go past you and because you didn't get what you wanted, then turn them, you're the victim and they're, the perpetrator. That's not how life works anymore. So for any of you out there who are familiar with the unconscious triangle, which is you're either the perpetrator, the rescuer, or the victim, that shit is out. It's totally gone. It's not going to work in the new energetic world that we have already, by the way, ascended to, for those of you who are listening to the truth and the reality. So I told him that too. And I said, it's not even getting you anything. It's just putting you in a negative and a lower vibration by saying, I fought for you. I fought for our country or whatever. Like, get over it. The faster people can get over stuff and move on. And yes, I understand very clearly about PTS. And by the way, it is PTS, not PTSD, because it is not a fucking disorder. It is post-traumatic stress. But the faster you can heal your shit and get over it, the more you can make a contribution to the world from a place of purity. So he said something about being really hungry. And I was like, well, don't worry, because you're about to get fed and have a drink. So the waiter came over to bring me my check so I could pay. And I said, I'm not going to eat the rest of this pizza. I didn't have where I was staying wasn't a place where I was taking leftovers back to. So I said, I want you to serve Dale the way that you served me. So cloth napkin, real silverware wrapped, none of this like, oh, here's a leftover box and you go give it to him. I wanted him to be treated the same way that I was being treated as a patron of the restaurant, and that he was my guest now. And that's what I told the waiter. I also said, please bring him a beer of his choosing, because I had listened earlier when he was talking about how this gentleman had totally impacted his life because he, brought him a beer and so on and so on. I gave him autonomy. I said, let him choose. There's something empowering about having autonomy. So there were a lot of things going on in this whole dynamic with this man Dale that I had met. So he had a pizza, he had a beer, he had a sales tip, multiple sales tips. And then when I left, I gave him some cash. So I hope that it impacted his life. And this is another lesson for everyone. The way that you show up in the world, you need to be detached at the ripple effect, at the impact that has. That is between that person and their God. So if you just show up in integrity, honesty, and authenticity, and you give from a kind and loving heart, and you also follow your guidance, then you will be able to do God's work, which is ultimately your work. And it's how you've been divinely programmed to be here. So the next day, I had a bunch of leftovers and I was checking out from where I was staying, and I knew I wasn't going to eat them, and I was, flying home. So I decided to go back where I met him several nights before, because I thought, well, this will be great. I can bless him even further with, the food that I had purchased that I was not eating. And I didn't find him, but I did find another two people that were appearing to be that they were in a park and they were homeless. And I just went up to them. And I think the biggest thing that I've learned over the years in encountering homeless people is that the thing they crave the most is to be treated as an equal. And so I went up, and again, I asked for permission, and I said, hey, I was looking for this guy I met the other night, my friend Dale. I said, I don't see him. And I said, I'm flying home today, so I'm wondering if you want, I had like a stack of leftovers that I had accumulated during my trip. And I said, I'm wondering if you would like these leftovers. And I had a full bottle of smart water that was sealed and never opened. And I could literally see tears in the one woman's eyes. It was just so impactful to me. And being able to come from a place of being able to relate to them as an equal, and to see them as an equal, and then wish them the best and bless them with God's love, was truly a profound experience. So I hope you have gained so much from my sharing for this, not just for you and how you operate as a human being, but also for how you can optimize how you're interacting with potential clients and increasing your sales. Until next time, everyone, I'm Rebecca Satori. And again, if you would like to get a free Miracle Money Manifestation meditation, you can go to RebeccaSatori.com/meditation. See you next time.